Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Todd, Southern Sipper, coming to you from the back patio. And I just love as soon as you hit freaking go button, young turbo prop decides to come blasting overhead. And you know what? I think that's going to be something that I can cover in the second half. I'm always looking for something to yammer over in the second half of these THC videos, which is what we got today. We got another one from Southern High. That's a part of the hemp doctor group. They sent me a big care package a while back, which included a 50 milligram soda. I'll link the review to that. I was surprised at how remarkably well I managed to hold it together. This particular one, and I'm going to talk as little about this in this first half of this thing as I possibly can. Watching my little dog. I don't want nothing more in the world than to come out with me, and then as soon as I get out here and sit down, we want back in the house. Well, she can just lay her little tail right over there by the door, and she can go in when I go in. Now this one is Wild Cherry. It is 10 milligrams of Delta 9 and 5 milligrams of THCV. I had to look that up. And guess what? We'll talk about that in part 2. 10 milligrams is generally, for me, a pretty hefty dose. I enjoyed it. God damn it, that cicada. That joker's got it. I've been seeing a bunch of the hulls or husks or, the dried out shells laying about of late. And by a bunch, I mean like 3. Now, once again, this is just like the others. This is a seltzer. It is very, very lightly flavored. It does have 0 calories. Not going to go into too many of the details because, once again, like I cover these things in the second half. I'm going to try to just focus, grasshopper, on just talking about taste. And now this thing is ice cold too. Cleaned out. Did a little work on the mini fridge that's under the wet bar in the house. It needed a little defrost action. But this one is, they say Wild Cherry. I don't know. It's so lightly flavored, I couldn't tell you if it's wild cherry or not, but it is crisp. It's refreshing. And it's just a hint of, I doubt there's even any artificial sweetener in here, to be perfectly honest. But you know what? I'm not going to talk about that until I get back inside here. In about 2 hours is where we're going to be on that. And I tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm going to just go ahead and shut this first half of this thing down right now and do what I always say I'm going to do that I'm never going to do. And that's have a really short front half and a longer back half. I'm going to go inside and sit down with this thing and finish it, instead of sitting out here guzzling the stupid thing for, well, I don't mean to say stupid, this delicious, crisp, and refreshing beverage inside and relax for a bit. And then we'll be in front of the, the Let's Make a Deal curtain here in a couple hours. We'll see you then. Welcome back, part 2 of our Southern High Boost Wild Cherry Delta 9 Seltzer. This one has, this is why I saved this for this back end, 10 milligrams of Delta 9 and 5 milligrams of THCV. I had to look that one up. I had no idea. Apparently it's non-psychoactive and is has a promising future helping some things, obesity being one. It's a bit of an, oddly enough, an appetite inhibitor. Uh, that would be nice. What else? Oh, I was correct when I said didn't think there was any sweetener of any. I looked at the ingredient list. There's no sweeteners, 0 calories. I love the way that they feel the need to tell me that there's 0 milligrams of cholesterol in that can. Also no protein. If you were curious, and I did already mention that they did send this to me, along with a couple of things that I've already done. I'll get a link, but I'm pretty sure I already said that early on in the first half. I'll figure that out when I edit it. And they liked that 50 milligram review. I did enough but they sent me another little care package. So I got some interesting stuff coming from them. The guys over at the Hemp Doctor is where this stuff comes from. They've been pretty good to the channel of late, and here we are getting lower and lower and lower in this chair. I will tell you this much: this one will dry you out. Whew. And I mean, it's been a solid 2 hours. It was kind of eased up on me, and then kaboom! It's not overdone for 10 milligrams. If that means anything to you, I mean, this is exactly what I'd expect. So you know what? Not even say anything else about that. So there. I mentioned in the first half when the plane came over, and I had to go back and watch a little bit of the first half, see what I remember. I was something I said I wanted to cover. I had to look it up, see watch part of it to see what it was. Oh my God, just ridiculous. Yeah, they're moving the damn airport. There's a chance I've talked about this in previous videos as well, but I moved down here almost downtown not because the airport is way out in West Mobile. And when I say way out in West Mobile, it's freaking west. Downtown is east. And never noticed a plane. There is, they build Airbus down there, but they never, what I think I don't know how many they finished. It's not many. It's not like, they're building birdhouses. But there is a place that refurbishes passenger jets. And there's also FedEx is down there landing a couple of planes a day. It's not much. But now that I've been in this place, 3.5 years or whatever it is, they've decided they're going to move the damn airport down here. Gee, thanks. I hope I'm still far enough kind of northwest or northeast of where the airport is, or maybe even just straight due north. I don't know. That it won't really bother me when I'm outside. That's going to irritate the hell out of me. Lord have mercy, this water. I was farting around doing a couple of beer videos over the weekend. Today's Monday, by the way. And thought it'd be fun and interesting to do one standing up instead of sitting in the same spot out there at the patio table. Just goofy, man. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just the damnedest thing. I don't know how, doing just some odd, simple little change. I was just like completely out of sorts. Didn't know what to do. Didn't half know what to say. It was ridiculous. I did 2 of them. If y'all watch them, they'll be up. All this will be up this week. those two videos will be up this week, and this one I hope to have up in the morning. It just depends on whether or not I get it edited tonight. Sometimes when I get done with the second half, I don't go in there and edit. I'm going to bed, So, but I'm going to try to get this one done tonight and get it up in the morning. I'm trying to stay on that schedule that I put myself on, and so far I've been pretty good with it. My goodness, just it's just ridiculous. Did I cover the whole damn Seltzer? I think so. Wowzers. I also, Friday, trying to have an easy afternoon, nothing really going on. But as I try to plan out my Fridays that way at work, basically cleaning up, that last hour or so of the day. But my buddy John comes in. He's a volunteer out, and asked me, was I aware of all of that water coming up out of the ground just right off of my shop? And obviously I did not. So just in the woods a little ways, and we'd been doing some work in there, but it wasn't anything that could break a pipe that's buried 2 feet in the ground. But I got a busted 2-inch back there. Fortunate. It busted downhill from a valve. So there's a cutoff valve that cuts off that pipe just a few feet from it. Really lucky. So that's off until further notice. I'll dig it up and fix it here in the near future, but I know what it's for irrigation, because it was feeding into a solenoid valve, and we're not irrigating that area right now. That all of that irrigation was originally installed, and it was installed a long time before I got there, for future growth. And we have been we started cleaning it, and we've been cleaning more and more of it and keeping it clean, because that growth is probably not all that far around the corner. At least I hope not. We shall see. But we're in the middle of some other projects that are going to supersede that one. But that's going to be a fun afternoon. Fortunately, it's not important, so it might even wait till a nice cool week. When the temps get down mid 80s or under, and then go out there and work on that. Holy mackerel! This is another thing that I lose a little bit of my ability to keep time. Man, my internal clock is generally just spot on all the time. But man, when I get high, it just vanishes. Like, I felt like I'd been sitting in here doing this for 20 minutes. It's been 9. Hell, when I did that 50 milligram review it's the same folks, the hemp doctor. Sitting in there watching TV, staring at the computer doing silliness, and thought, man, you need to get up and go do that while there's still hope for you to do it. And I thought, all right, I'll get on up after just a couple of minutes. I looked down, it'd been almost 40 minutes. What in the hell? So I am dried up. You know what else I am? I am unable right now, I think, to continue on down this path of silliness. I've mentioned everything I wanted to mention, and I'm going to land this plane, or put myself out of my misery, and get off of this thing. If you like this type of content and find the information useful, please like and subscribe. leave me a comment. I do read every one of them. And as always, please enjoy your edibles and whatnots responsibly.